But whatever we do here, I do not want them in the backyards without being licensed or vaccinated.
Right. That's there exactly. Not knowing what you have is
I
probably
don't
the
want to
biggest
bite
worry.
without the person that gets bit is going to end up having to go through that whole rabies program.
yeah.
And I would really prefer not to do that. I know Bob was one of the case by case.
Yeah, I must say that my preference would have been to allow it, with okay from the board and one, rather than having two pit bulls, just one per owner.
Are you looking at the life of the dog, Bob, then, when the dog is no longer with us, that they can
No.
have another one?
They could have another one. I mean, that's, I guess, I don't know. When I was a little kid, I got attacked by a dog, and it's kind of a different thing for me, maybe. So, it just seems that we have a lot more control over it if you have only one. Whereas, for instance, somebody, if they really doesn't care, they're not going to have insurance anyway. And as it is, I mean, again, they have to get it registered and all that stuff. I mean, or they're supposed to. If half of the people do that, I guess it sounds like, and about half don't.
But see, that's
So,
where I want to be able to say,
Yeah.
hey, you know what, get it vaccinated. It's important that they have rabies shots, that all the distemper, whatever
Mhm.
else is needed for an animal, that they comply with those standards. I think that's a very important part of it, versus the individual who is going to just, if they have an avenue, some of them will make sure it's taken care of. And as Bill stated, him and I have been talking, there are still statutes out there. You're going to have propaganda you're going to receive. There's groups of people that are anti-pit bull. I mean, it's been in the airlines. It's been everywhere. It's been, they're making decisions. You tell me what you want, but I'm just bringing it up to you so that we make the right decision. But I do not, with having a decision already been made, I'm just making sure that you're aware that we could probably end up with the challenge.
So I will make a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 12, motion to open public hearing for an ordinance/resolution amending the provisions of 3104 Municipal Code of Ordinances regarding fermented malt beverages and intoxicating liquor license fees.
I'll make that motion, Bill.
Gordy,
I'll second it.
by Roger. We have kind of canvassed the area, local communities, and we appear to be significantly low on our license prices. Karen?
Everybody has a copy of the current ordinance with ordinance 31.03, the license fees. The retail Class A intoxicating liquor license shall be $100 per year. This would cover the Super Rons with Class A. That's buying the liquors and you have a package and you leave.
What was it previously, Karen? And is this what it is now?
That's what it is
Now, okay.
And then with the state guidelines for Class A liquor, the minimum is $50 and the maximum is $500. We charge $100. The retail Class B intoxicating liquor license, this would cover the tavern establishments. We charge the $200 per year. That one, as per the state, is also minimum $50, maximum $500. The Class A fermented malt beverage retailer's license, this would cover Super Rons with the beer packaged goods, and this would cover our gas stations.
And this would just be the specific employees that vend or sell that product?
No, that
No.
would be the operator bartender that you're talking about. This would be like Quick Trip, the Shell Station, Al Morin,
But this is the fee that we charge
right,
for
the $10 per
those
year.
employees
No,
to
this would
have
be
their
for the
license.
It's a
license,
license.
in
It's
order to
almost
sell the
different.
beer.
Boy, does that seem awfully low compared to those.
Well, that's kind of why we brought it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the Class A, according to the state guidelines, Class A beer, any amount set by the licensing authority. So I did contact the Village of Swamico. They charge $250 per year. O'Connell Falls, they charge $132.
That's the Class A where we're charging 10?
Right. The Class A beer license.
Go from 10 to
And then
250.
when you go to the next
As
one
well.
with item D, Class B beer, that would be the taverns with their Class B beer, and they have with combination liquor. So that one is $100 per year. That's the only price that we can charge. So we do charge the $100. And then the rest of them on there are set. That picnic license, that would be with special events such as the Assumption BBM Church just came in. You can only charge $10. And that can include the beer Class B, and it can also the wine coolers under the limit with the alcohol limit. And then the next one, the retail Class C wine license. That one also is set with a $100 maximum, and that's what we charge. That would be with Nora Scray, and then also with Red Apple Cafe, where they want the Class C wine license, so that one would be the $100 per year. That one, that's the max that we can charge on that one. So it would be just basically I've been working with Bill Vandycastle on this too, because I know they are part of our ordinance right now. And possibly if we did it by resolution for the future, we would be low then on the Class A intoxicating liquor, which would be Super Ron's. And then the Class B intoxicating liquor with the taverns, because that's $200. And then the Class A beer with designated, because that's only $10
So the first
for the
three.
year. That would include the gas stations and Super Rons.
What were the average costs for those top two Class A intoxicating liquor? Retail, both of those retail ones.
Okay, with Swamico, for the Class A liquor, they charge $500.
Well,
That would be a biggie, from $100 for Super Rons to $500. And O'Connell Falls charges $420.
we're well under that. And then for the second one, the retail Class B.
The Class B liquor,
Yep.
the Class B liquor, Swamico charges $500. And O'Connell Falls charges the $420. They
Okay.
have the same for the liquor,
Same
the
for
Class
both.
A and B. They include their prices are oddball like that because they include publishing. We
Oh.
charge the extra, whatever the publishing cost is, when they all renew, whatever the total is, and then I divide that by that many establishments, and that's what they pay. If we get somebody new that's coming in for a new license, such as Red Apple did, whatever the publishing cost was for the village, I charge that back to them when they pick up the license.
So Karen, like the tavern Class B and church picnics and retail Class C, that's set statewide, I should say. You said that was, everybody pays that amount? Can't raise it, lower it, or anything?
Right, that would be with those picnic licenses, you have to leave them at the $10. You can't charge any more than that. There's a sheet that I have, temporary Class B beer licenses are $10. And then may not exceed $10, except no fee may be charged if the applicant is also applying for a temporary Class B license for beer That would be under with those wine license, like the wine coolers that
Right.
are under the alcohol limit.
Well, we don't have to worry about that, just,
Just A, B, and C, sub A, sub B, sub C.
Mm-hmm.
And the C is also set with the wine license. That one we can't charge any more than 100, and we do charge 100 right now. That would be the Class C wine.
That one's maxed.
I did talk with Attorney Vandy Castle too, because these new prices, I know we talked about that at budget time, but these applications for the renewals and everything, and with the tavern owners and with Super Ron's, I don't know if you'd want it, their license period would be starting with July 1st through June 30th of 2020.
And
So-
you typically vote on them in the June meeting.
No, it could be tonight, correct, Attorney Vandy Castle?
If, to increase it?
It would take effect then upon publishing.
This is Reed's opinion only. I think we need to raise them, but we don't have to raise them all at once. I'd like to do it like over a period of,
And then,
Couple
and
of years.
inform the people, hey, this is, so they know in 6 months where this is gonna go up to this fee.
and next year we're gonna ask for more.
Right.
That's the way I would prefer to do it.
Does that make a little more headaches though for our team here?
Resolution is not that much of a headache.
With these licenses that are on an annual basis, you gotta make certain that you're applying it equitably to everyone, so that if it goes up, it's gonna apply to everybody in that year. So you don't wanna, make one start effective like the 1st of August, where the fees are coming in for this year for July 1st. So it's gonna have to, your July 1st is gonna have to be your start date for whenever you do it.
And then that would mean too, if, like the Red Apple Cafe, they just came into it. They don't have their license yet. I was waiting for the inspection from the fire chief and I just had that. So they would be prorated also with that, those licenses. And anybody then after July 1st, say if a new establishment took over one of the taverns or whatever, they would be in effect for that license period from July 1st of 2019 through June 30th of 2020.
do you have any access to what it's statewide or per counties or anything
That's-
throughout the state? Is $500 ridiculous compared to,
The only two that I called was the Village of Swamico and
okay,
the Village of O'Connell Falls. I
but yet
didn't-
you didn't
They were
research that?
both
in-
higher, they were
Yeah.
both higher than what we were.
Yeah. Well, that's surrounding area, so.
Yeah, I definitely think we should raise them, but obviously make sure we communicate to the bar owners and stores what we're doing, so they know that it's gonna be more.
And Reed's suggestion as to do it
Step by step.
step by step, or would that cause a problem for?
I
staff
don't
here.
want to have the face-to-face with the Super Ron's managers when they go from 100 to 500.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we should have
I want to
500, but.
face that fury.
I think they all needed to be treated equally, because
Right.
I know one owner in particular, yeah. And it's like, I want to know what I'm talking about when they come in here and they need to pay for those licenses.
Can we send out a letter to those people and say, hey, we're looking at, just so you know, we're looking at a raise the rate, so you know, so they're not have this big shock, and we all know what communication
As long as I
means.
know what they are.
Right.
Because like I said, the paperwork is coming in, so
Okay.
what do you want for? that is going to take effect for July 1st.
How long have these rates been in currently?
I started in 1984, and they have been the same.
It's too many years to add up. Wow.
The only one that changed was the entertainment over the years that I've been here, because I believe we used to charge $100, and those dropped down to $10, because we had the tavern owners, we had a room full of people.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm of the belief after 35 years, it's inevitable there'll be an increase at some point in time.
And they might be upset, but
And I
it's too
don't
long not
want-
doing it.
I don't want the establishments to think that it was my idea,
No.
because it was not. We started discussing this at budget time.
Right.
Do we go up to 300?
$300 for both the retail Class A and retail
Yeah.
Class B.
You're talking the liquor, correct?
Yep, the first two. Unless I read.
So, would the rest of it be the following year? Is that what you're thinking, Reed? Or how would you?
Because you're gonna get to the max eventually, right?
Eventually meaning what, a year, 2 years,
Yeah.
5 years from now? What are we talking?
I mean, I guess I don't feel like we have to go to the max.
No, you don't have
No.
to.
You know, I mean,
And do we do it for this year because it's already April? Is it, you know, do we, so they know what's coming up? I don't know. It's the July that has to be in by, right, for the, July they're coming for the,
That's what I said.
Like-
They're gonna have their paperwork already.
in by then, yeah.
So if you're making an incremental hit this year of, say, $50 to $150 for the retail Class A, $50 for the B, and then say down the road, it's gonna be a little bit stiffer.
Yeah, because we're way under.
Right.
Mhm.
That
I
might-
mean, we're
that might ease
not
the
gonna
pain.
please everybody.
No.
There's no doubt about it, but these ladies don't need to take the brunt of the increase, in my opinion.
I have to have because of my positions with the Hodag Country Fest, they make sure that I'm a licensed bartender. And their bartender's license is good for 2 years, and it's $25. I just filled the paperwork out.
That's totally different. Ours here is $20 for a 2-year license for the bartender
Mhm.
careers. And that used to be $10 a year, but it was easier doing the renewals with the 2-year license. And that's working out great.
That probably hasn't been raised in a while either.
What would you say, Chief? Maybe the last 15 years?
Yeah, it's, you know, I think of this like fines, we change with the state, but unfortunately, this is something that hasn't changed.
Because they need to have that schooling certificate. That probably costs them $30, I think, maybe. And then the police department check, we charge them an extra $7 for that, because that's what the village gets charged also, so. And then the other one, if you want to look at, is the Class B, the taverns is okay, but the Class A fermented malt beverage, that one we charge $10
Yeah.
a year. That would be with the gas stations, and then the Super Rons, and that one, we could raise, because the Village of Swamico Class A beer, they charge $2.50, and O'Connell Falls charges $132, we charge $10.
Why could we go middle of the road and go 250 on all three of them? And then if there's some point in time we want to raise it again, at least it's you know, it's in the middle of the road and it's an annual fee. It's not like it's a monthly fee, so.
Right, you should be able to make up the difference in a very short time of collecting that premium on that product.
So what numbers we looking at, folks?
Is there a
Let's take it
reason?
let's take it one at a time. Retail Class A at $100, and that impacts super runs only, is that correct?
Yes.
Impacts nobody else in the village.
If gas stations, if we did allow that, then that would include them also.
we don't allow
But
that.
Nope, we just allow the
So
Class
this
A
is
beer.
a gas station selling Kesslers. So
This would be if we allowed it.
Yeah. It's not. So the Class A intoxicating liquor, which would include super runs, it's currently $100. What are your wishes?
I'm thinking 200, my thought.
200 works for me.
I agree.
Me too.
All right, 200. So then B, Retail Class B intoxicating liquor license.
This would be the tavern establishments. It's currently 200, we can go up to 500.
My thought is 300 on that one.
they have a little more responsibility in safely serving these folks that are consuming on premise. That number should be higher for that reason.
$50 minimum, $500 max.
And what are they paying now?
200.
200.
Yeah, I would go to 3, and so I have to stay out of the bars for about 6 months.
Either that or come to them right away and say, I'm gonna help you make this up.
Yeah. We're good till July. We're 300 on that one?
I'll go with 300 on that.
And then the Class A fermented malt beverage, that would be the gas stations, $10 per year.
So again, this should be less if we're considering they're not consuming it there on premise. It's not a bartender that has,
Responsibilities.
to a
100?
certain extent.
100? I mean, you're only paying 10.
So explain this to me, and I think this might be where Doug's also confused. If I'm going to go work at one of our taverns in town and I have to have this retailer's, is that my license personally for serving?
Oh, that's the bars.
It's the bar.
Yeah, you're talking if you'd work there and serve, you'd need a operator bartender license
Whole different schedule.
Which is, what, $20, you said?
for
right?
2 years.
For 2 years.
So if we're in B, if we're raising that $100, and then we're gonna double dip them here in another fee, if we go to 100?
That's up to you.
No,
guys.
I'm speaking out loud.
Mhm.
I'm speaking out loud.
I talked with Quick Trip Deanna, and $10 per year, that's a deal. That's a deal for the beer license.
You know, to me, it seems like if we go up to 50, that's increasing it 5 times.
And it's
I
still
guess
low.
I can't see increasing it 10 times myself.
I agree. I'm there
Okay.
with you.
Okay.
I'm there with you.
What are you thinking? 50?
For this year,
Yeah.
I'd be okay with 50.
Okay.
As long as we're considering it sometime in the future.
Right. And as long as we communicate to these people, they know what's happening down the road.
Are your intentions then to start looking at this every year, every other year, so we know what to tell people? Or do we just tell people it's
Annually.
going up this year and next year we'll let you know come April if we're gonna jack it up again or not?
Annually.
Reviewed annually?
Probably should.
Should
I mean, obviously,
because we
you keep
certainly
increasing, you're
relax
gonna-
For how many years?
You're gonna hit the max
Just think
eventually.
about it, if you increase it $1 or $2 over 30 years, you'd have been, look over where you'd
Well,
be.
I mean,
right.
I'm just trying to get, when they come in and they ask,
Yeah.
what do we tell them? You know, this.
I would say
it
annually.
will be reviewed annually, so
Mhm.
they're like,
Better be only $50 for the next year or two.
we'll say it's
Yeah.
reviewed annually. And that's fine, just so we have direction as to what to say to these people. Because we have to face them.
Yeah.
And you board members can talk to them too.
Yep. So Roger, when you go to the bar, you make sure you let them know. We'll review it annually
And,
and,
could I
gets
get
the
ready
brunt
that
of all of
Oklahoma
what
Falls
we do.
fees,
Yeah,
500, and Swamico fees.
yeah, you tell them that.
Yeah.
Should be happy to drink here.
Unfortunately, we're playing catch-up, and that's the unfortunate part.
Yes.
We found out that reviewing every 35 years doesn't work.
Yeah, it's just not
That
working.
was my point.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to give
Are
them,
we done with what
I
we're gonna
think
do?
Because the class beer fermented malt beverage, that would be the beer, that would be with the tavern establishments. We do charge $100, and that is stated.
Yep.
Beer class B, $100 maximum per year, so that
We're
one
good there.
is okay.
For some reason, we're at the max.
Yeah.
the wholesale license, that's okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
that, we haven't had that since when
Harold
Harold
Otto.
Otto with the liquor store.
Oh.
And then Mancy's liquor store with the wholesale license where they would sell it wholesale, like with the barrels of beer and so forth, quarter barrels, half barrels.
Okay.
So you're skipping right over Hippest.
Oh, yeah, there was in between there, yeah.
And
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I think we're done with that. Could I have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
By Bruce,
I'll second.
by Bob. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Number 14, motion to open public hearing on a resolution to increase the annexation fees, electronic fees, and letter of specials. Resolution 1217-19.
I'll make that motion.
By Gordy,
Second.
second by Doug. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are open. Bill, would you like, go you first with this?
I think Karen kind of covered a lot of it before, so.
I know you had the annexation fees, the latest one that we had was Country View Properties with MCL. Our current fee is $500 for the annexation. Attorney Vandy Castle has tons of work involved in this and with all the publishing and so forth. We
Yeah, so-
talked,
Yeah, my recommendation was to go to $2,500. I know that's a big jump, but the purpose of this is to cover your costs. And at $500, there's no way we're covering the costs for this. I mean, I think just in that simple annexation that we had with the detention pond out here, the fees were approaching that, if not more. And not just my fees, but the publication fees and the other staff time and the engineering fees and those kinds of things that were associated with that. The object here, my recommendation is just to try to cover your costs.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sounds like a good recommendation. To me, it's not like we're doing this 2-3 times a year or annually or, you know, with every year.
And you know, and he also got that they're petitioning to